What is up? It is your boy Anecdotal, and today I am going to take you guys through every single new Spirit Highland stage. That's right, man. With the crop of the new honor units, there is just a whole lot of new stages for Spirit Highlands, and I'm gonna show you just how I beat every single new stage that pops up, because as an endgame player, and quite a few of you have requested some endgame content, it is just to go ahead and beat out every new piece of content there is in the game, and that right there includes Spirit Highlands. And I'm assuming that this is going to be as easy as pie. Always when new Spirit Highland units come out, the new pets come out subsequently, like right afterwards, and you want to pick up the new pets. Now, for these particular honor units, quite a few of you asked, like, how many do I get of each? And there really isn't a set number yet, because none could be used in your team or are good enough to replace anyone on your stage running team. Now, that being said, they do replace pretty much everything else everywhere else. So guild boss raids, they're replaced by units. Let's see, TOT, you can't really say they're replaced. You'll see here that I'm pretty sure I can beat absolutely everybody that there is in Spirit Highlands without new characters or new units. Same could be said for TOT, but we'll find out. And of course, the big one, Outland Battle, has become way easier with the new units. And the last thing, your revival team has pretty much been dethroned. Like, drummers almost don't matter anymore, unless you're kind of like me and you already have Orc Guardian at 5-star. Shadow Knight isn't better yet because of the huge boost that Orc Knight gives, but once you get the Undead Guardian, once you get the Undead Guardian, the Orc Guardian doesn't matter as much. So Shadow Knight will once again replace him because he just has higher base metal buffs. So it's like 10, I think, compared to 25 or something. So Shadow Knight easily takes this. So as you can see here, I probably will lose quite a few times. Usually I don't even look at the units. I just have whatever units are there and just keep going and see how much I could just plow through. Because let's face it, the best TOT units and the best Spirit Highland units are usually the same. Usually, for the most part, Frost Demon, always first. He's a tank, he revives, he comes back to life stronger 3 times. So, already invaluable. And then you want to have units that are super strong and have some sort of invincibility. So Blade Master, he just jumps over there, hits everybody with a blade, and has crazy AoE for everything in front and the back. Same thing can be said about Ninja of Darkness. And sometimes you want a for real tank like Golem at T3, and then just people that just do devastating damage everywhere. Crazy AoE, crazy damage, crazy buffs, which would be Valkyrie for the buffs and Flame Spirit for the crazy damage. Some crowd control with the little rollback with the skill, the little fire tornado thing that lasts there. It's hard to say tornado though. It's not like huge, but it's a little nice of a knockback there. So as you can see here, oh, lost. Well then, all I gotta do is edit my team a little bit and put my actual units. So I really also like Dark Spirit, and another revive is Dark Elf, back when they did like half and halves. And then the Crow Knight is actually pretty decent of a unit here. You'll see that he actually flies, same like Hippogriff, and it's always nice to have a flying unit out there. But you can see that the highest damage person is Blade Knight. He just goes over and decimates people. So here I am making my way through Spirit Highlands, people, and Frost Knight and Blade Master, guys, honestly, they make so much of a difference. Not to downplay, however, Sword Dancer. If I'm ever really in trouble and there's like no possible way for me to win, the person that I will always depend on to get that lucky snipe win is Sword Dancer, and she did it right there, man. Just when I was talking about it, Sword Dancer comes in and just destroys. So here, I kind of did this for fun and T3'd Wind Mage, and it's just because I wanted someone strong that was red, like a regular 5-star unit at T3 that I can use, And honestly, this is the only unit that I ended up getting to T3 that is awesome. Now I lost my 2x speed, so since I'm really at the end of the rope, you know, at the end of the line where I would probably need to revive, but I don't want to, use the 2x speed, guys. There is such like an annoyance, you know, that scratch in your brain that you just can't reach. Always happens when you have no speed. Like, I hate that. But as you can see here, Wind Mage destroys people. That attack that Wind Mage has is crazy. But the only place that you're really going to see it that it's useful is either here in Spirit Highlands or in TLT. So I don't know if I'd say I recommend her, but if you do get her, you won't be sorry. There are points where you just can't get through with Sword Dancer. I mean, with Skeleton Warrior, and you just need that Wind Mage at T3 doing stuff. You know? Oh man, look at that! Every once in a while, and I don't know what it is, but this happens to pretty much everyone I've met. As you play, sometimes this also happens in Guild Wars, and yeah, TLT, Guild Wars, and also apparently Spirit Highlands, which I don't see often because once you finish everything, you just click on complete now. You get that screen where there's 0 damage and you're victorious and you beat that stage. Now I'm glad that it's not the other way around and it's not like an automatic loss. That would be horrible for Guild Wars, but I mean, for the most part, you're usually going to win. So the only time that it's something that you know, it's a good thing, like it's a positive thing that it occurred, where it would make a difference, would be for something like Spirit Highlands and TOT. But since it's not a competitive mode, I don't mind that this happens. Now, it would be horrible if I ended up losing when I'm not supposed to. I don't know if there's someone that knows how this exactly works, like a level 57 night leveled player goes on Guild Wars and then beats like a level 300. It'd be hilarious, but you would know something's up. But I don't think that that's a thing. Like, I don't think that's something that happens often, because from what I can tell, this is always spontaneous. I don't know how exactly it occurs, and I don't think it's a huge problem. Like, if it is fixed, cool. If it's not, it's not a big deal. But for the most part, I see that it actually helps players that can't win. But as you can see, it is not a struggle. Like, this is not a competitive mode here, so it's okay that it happens, and it's really easy to win most of these stages. So once again, man, here you see Blade Master is killing it, Frost Demon is killing it, and Dark Spirit. Those guys just have amazing CC. Just man, they're just such great units to have. So here I used Cleric, and this Cleric is amazing. The plus sign, you know, not to get too biblical here, but the cross here, it really just stands in the way and negates anyone from moving. And then Druid has that little pushback blast thing, so it's really cool to see it work here. And the other good thing about it is that since the other units I'm using are human, they have no pushback or no knockback, so they're just gonna stay there and attacking. And here you see Frost, I always say Frost, Fire Mage. Oh, what is this? What's going on? Come on. Oh man. Well, there you saw Fire Mage just going crazy with the birds. Once you get Fire Mage's pet, she now becomes viable to use when there's a lot of minions for Outland Battle. But like I said, Outland Battle has completely shifted now. We'll have a video that comes out talking about the warp system and trans points, which are huge, man. They are huge. They're huge enough for me to say that Outland Battle has become 1 or 2 stages easier. Like, if you were stuck on a stage and you just decided T3 a whole lot of Valkyries and a whole lot of Fire Spirits or Flame Spirits, the whole thing is easy now. And if you haven't, you shouldn't, and you should go ahead and get those other units, because that Bear unit and that Shadow Knight, man, I'm telling you, are insane for Guild Boss raids and for Outland Battle. But right now I'm only going to use these old units, man. 12 and down, or is it 11 and down? I think 11 and down, right? None of the new units to go ahead and beat all of these stages, and I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to. Oh, look at that. Dark Spirit, man. So right now, I'm just facing a plethora of really good units at T3. So this seems to be a pretty difficult stage here, guys. Sometimes when things like this happen, I kind of want to mirror match it and see what happens. But forget that, man. I'm going for the win. And there you go. Sometimes, man, that Blade Master just gets ahead of everything. Just jump starts in there, and there you go. Let me get 3, and I'm on my way to getting these new units. But like I said before about these units, they're really great, but not for a stage running team. So you do not need to worry about getting an X amount, except for Astral Captain, which is the elf unit, if you want to have a large discount on airships. Now, I don't think it's a big deal, because I would rather use my own honor coins on artifacts, but it definitely is good. Eventually you will get a return on that investment gem wise. So even though you're paying up honor coins to get these units, and then of course evolving that unit for 2,800 gems, sooner or later you will get that return on investment when, or if you choose to spend a lot of gems on airships, which I recommend that you do. And airships got a huge overhaul. All of the missions on airships are a lot easier now. So definitely go into airship mode if you haven't played for a while, or if you found that you were stuck on something, and then just see how far you can go. Like I'm right now, I ran out of fuel, easily got up to the H's, and I think the last is J. So definitely go ahead and do it. Feels like a bit of a waste of fuel and energy, but it's just that there are no new unit seals as of yet. Like I didn't get to the part of the end. I didn't get up to J yet, or I think G either. But I just don't see it being a great thing. I would have been okay with less stages and more new seals instead of just it being a lot easier but having the same it's like a waste of fuel. But whatever. Right now, like I'm saying, this is mindless work right here. Once you have these units, and you can just go ahead and look at the units I'm using and T3 these units, you will be 100% fine, especially Blade Master. Look at that, man. Look, man, do you see this? Blade Master, people. Skills. Oh, and like I said before, make sure not to just collect all of your tickets. I still have some saved right here, and even more if I scroll lower, because I knew that I wanted to finish Spirit Highlands the day that it came out, so that I can get the new units and get them to 5-star as soon as possible. And once I do, hopefully my schedule will be free, and I will let you know exactly how many of each pet you would want to proc their particular skill from the time shop, which is what matters. So that's really where you want to look at how many of each unit you want. So who knows, maybe the amount of gems you need for fuel for that VIP airship discount will be higher when you get its pet, and you will need an X amount of those units. You only need 10 right now to get to 20%, so for that unit you need 10, but you don't know. After you get the pet, maybe you'll need more. I mean, you'll definitely need more. And for the humans, that human unit that came out that not so many people talk about, that potentially has a pretty cool damage over time burn effect, but I still haven't tested it. It's probably really good, but I have yet to buy it. I just kind of stocked up on Shadow Knights, to be honest, and then I just ran out of honor coins, because man, is it hard to get honor coins. Like, all you can do is wait. You just do what you can in arena, and you wait for those surprise gifts and stuff. But after that, I'm really up to the point where artifacts are 3k per level, and every single time I get or increase my max level up, that's 1,200. I mean, that's 12,000 honor coins to put into each one of my 4 artifacts that I'm leveling up. So 3k each, that's 4, that's 12k every single time. And if I get a +2 max level up, that's 24k instead of buying more honor units. So really a lot of it is going way, wow. All of these stages, let me tell you something. All of these drummer stages are so annoying, man, because the amount of power up that these drummers give, just, it's too much. Look how many drummers are there. Like, in theory, if you were playing Outland Battle, you would think, hey, let me just put everything, drummers everywhere, right? But units don't have the same kind of buff that actual units have in Outland Battle, but it's different for like other modes. So here, see this? This is when you need Sword Dancer to just dance its way to the crystal and hit it. Oh man, you know what I am curious about? The human unit that has a 30% chance to go straight and attack the crystal. I wonder, because Crow Knight can kind of do it, like snipes the crystal really fast. I wonder if that 30% on TOT or Spirit Highlands, if you just play it over and over and over again, even if you lose with just that one unit, if you just skip ahead and you just hit this crystal like in one shot because of that skill. But yeah, that new human unit is definitely going to be needed. My guess is you're going to need around 12, but obviously I don't have the pet yet. It's at 1 star, almost on its way to 2 star, so nowhere close to 5 star. But once you do, that human unit will definitely be something that you need, and it will give you like a bonus, a supplement to your stage running team that you'll need. And wow, look at that, Anubis Mage, man, just straight up sniped. So these fast units sometimes are just so OP against regular units because it just lashes out, like it just straight up charges in, and if no units are there, it will hit whatever's available, and that only thing that's available is that base. It's that crystal at the end that will get you that W. Now here you see Ninja of Darkness doing work. Man, I really thought he was gonna die, but nope. I'm just doing straight up work here. This looks like a pretty easy stage. All I see is Cavalry Knights. So my guess, 1 and done. Easy 3 star. Ugh, I did not pay attention. So every once in a while there's a barrier, a physical barrier or a magical barrier. I don't know what it is. Even though it's only 2 things to remember, I just never remember what it is. It looks like there's both blue and yellow. So it's just good to have a mix of both when it comes to barriers. But oh, look at that, I beat it anyways without even paying attention to that, so that's cool. Here we have a frost giant, I believe. Oh no, is it called, humans are called Bigfoot, there you go. So this orc one is called Bigfoot, then a whole lot of orc wings. So this is basically an all orc team. So if you were like to oh, look at that snipe by Crow Knight, I'm telling you, man, right past the golem or the Bigfoot, and straight into that crystal, went right under all of the orc wings and over the Bigfoot. That was incredible. Like, it's things like that, guys, that really make you wonder like how OP one unit could really be. Now Lich here is great at crowd control. It doesn't have the highest DPS, but it's hitting so many that you just have to acknowledge it for having a really strong TOT, like Tower of Trials and Spirit Highland presence. But as always, I'm going to start it off with my 2 best, Frost Demon, Blade Master. These guys are just always going to be up there, and everything else I'll edit out. Like everything else I'll put in new things and try to figure out what I can do. But these 2 guys are just always a staple. Now it doesn't look like I'm going to win this one, but I'm pretty sure that if I get lucky enough, my Sword Dancer will get to the end here, and we'll get this crystal. Oh, if only. Come on, dash right, come on. Yes, did you see this? Did you see do you see the power of Sword Dancer? Just let it dance, and if it dashes on the way that it should, or the way that you want it to, it just needs to get close enough to that crystal, and if it hits the crystal, it is over. Right now we see Frost Demon. Oh my gosh, Frost Demon was right there, just inching its way to the power crystal, to the enemy crystal, and it would have been game over. So obviously I'll just try this again. Just move forward, please, move forward. Oh gosh, let me tell you, man, these drummers, oh, there you go. Oh, I went back. All right, so what unit am I even fighting? Because I know I'm not fighting drummers. It'll be cool if I knock them out. That way less buff. Okay, come on, turn around, beat those, and it's over. There you go. Just inch your way over there, man. That's what you gotta do. Like I said, Frost Demon, when he dies, comes back to life. So hopefully those units kind of go past him and they'll just be 1 or 2 in front. That way he can go straight into that crystal. Oh, look at that. And the next stage was just easily beaten in 1 try. And look at that. It's the same thing. Bigfoot and just orc wings. So let's see if I can replicate what I did last time with Crow Knight and just one-shot it because of my speed. And bam! Look at that. Oh man. So the thing is, I brought in Pilot. Not too many people talk about T3 Pilot, but against air units, T3 Pilot is amazing. He has this laughable giant bomb, and what it does is it explodes and just takes out any air unit. So if you're ever having trouble on TOT or Spirit Highlands with air units, and you can use air units yourself, the best thing to do is to have a T3 Pilot, and it will decimate whatever's in the air. That I have found that to be true time and time again. So if you are struggling with beating air units, T3 Pilot just does an amazing job of taking them out. So here you go, man. Crow Knight, I'm telling you, he is becoming a favorite for me. Oh man, what do I do against this team, huh? So let's just go ahead, go to the basics here, you know. Let's go with what I know. We're gonna go ahead and try to go straight up air and make sure I have everything that hits air, and hhopefully that will take care of the problem here, because this stage, man, quite annoying. So it looks like, ah, whoa, what? I didn't even see that. Dark Spirit, man, just sniped. It just ricocheted shot. So I don't know if you've ever seen, there was a point in time when Undead was a meta again, and it was because of Dark Spirit. I think it may have been short-lived, but it was between using Valkyries, I think, and Dark Spirit. I'm unsure. But that team was so devastating in PvP that if you had enough Dark Spirits, you just always won, because each one of the shots would ricochet and go right towards the... Oh, look at this! Right towards the crystal. But look at that, man. Do you see Pilot? Do you see this? Just destroyed all the air units. Oh, I may have lost, but if you looked at that damage, man. All right, so here we go. We're going again, and yeah, man. Oh. Sword Dancer MVP, man. So was Pilot for keeping everyone at bay, but Sword Dancer went ahead and just decimated that that crystal. Oh man, you know what? This is fun, man. It's. I wish there were maybe like events, which I guess would be TOT. Every week we get more of these stages, but there's only like 5 challenging stages when it comes to TOT, and it's the last 5. And the game did a good job of recognizing that and letting us skip everything that we did not struggle with. So I think all the way up to 30, we can now just click complete now, which is great. And there are multiple reasons why it's great. One is we no longer need to play that stage, and it doesn't interfere with our Spirit Run time. Or even if we're not doing Spirit Run, it won't interfere with the timing at all. You just keep going, because it messes up like 2 or 5 times speed, and it's an annoyance to have there. So they did that for airships, where you can just click complete now instead of having to play over and over again, by revamping how seals work and how many you get. So then they went ahead and said, you know what, another game mode for that would be TOT that we can fix. So right now Ecor is killing it, and now I am up to the very last stage of Spirit Highland, which looks actually super difficult because they all have knockback, and then Ice Wizard out of nowhere, which is actually one of my first T3 units, because I think Snork is its pet, and when I got Snork, I said, you know what, let me T3 all these units for their special ability, not knowing that it was whack. And it looks like only Anubis Mage got a hit in, because all of their shots penetrate or ricochet to the person behind them. So I think I just need really high attack range units. So let's see how this works. Hopefully my Druid will be able to get that knockback shot off, and I'll be able to get the crystal. But man, Dark Spirit, that's so unfair, man. So he has 2 Dark Spirits, and it's not just a T3 Dark Spirit. It has those plus signs, which means it's even stronger than 7 units against my 4, and all of yours are stronger than... How do I beat this stage, man? Huh. And I need to use units that hit air. So let's go with T3 Pilot. As I said, you can't mess with T3 Pilot. And maybe... I don't know, man. I really don't. Should I try to use Sword Dancer? The thing is, it'll die. So maybe a tank. And I'll use my own. I'll just mimic your team. So let's see how this works out. And, yeah, it's not working out. It's not working out. You know what, man? The video has been long enough. This last stage is super strong. I've actually lost more times and edited out for time's sake. So guys, if you enjoyed this video on me completing the vast majority of Spirit Highlands, if you have a solution, let me know. Like the video, share with your friends and family and loved ones, and if you want to see more content, man, make sure to subscribe.